Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Tuesday, ready to do some
Mm-hmm.
podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. I'm your host. Wait, I said that. The official weapon of the show is
The taser.
the taser.
You about
And
to reintroduce yourself? My name is Rod.
As you can tell, I'm a little bit tired. We've been working at Game Theory, and then of course all the travel and stuff. I think we took last night off, so to get a little rest in. And tonight's show probably won't be long, but
Mm-mm.
I was like, let's hop on, give the little people a little something. Um,
Yeah, I
but
know it was completely up to you because give you time to wind down and rest and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. Tomorrow I probably won't be able to record because I think we're doing some man on the street stuff, and
Okay.
I think Chris Lambert is gonna be there, and
Okay.
I'm gonna try to see if I can go see him.
Right.
So if that's the case, then
Yeah.
I know we won't be recording tomorrow.
No
So
problem. Yeah, and kick it with
yeah,
him and stuff. That's completely understandable.
but yeah, oh no, at the same time, I'm not gonna push myself too hard. At some point, we may end up taking days and days and days off or whatever, but um it's all good. But the other thing too was I hadn't really eaten all day. I had a couple snacks at work and stuff, and then when I got home, to this Airbnb, I went ahead and ate, and I was like, oh, okay, I feel a little better, let's go ahead and do this.
Yeah,
um
yeah. You get like that when you don't eat. I eat. Like,
the main thing for me is also in this Airbnb, there's like a radiator like a heater situation that you can't unplug. I can't turn the temperature down, and it
oh,
just radiates heat throughout this thing. And I'm sure it's because it gets too cold and
okay.
all this shit. But it's like I hit the person up. I was like, man, can't y'all just turn this shit down? Like, I'll be cool at like 70 degrees. I don't need 80
They
degrees.
probably do it like that because for the average person, they probably want that shit cranked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I asked them on that, I didn't even really get much of a answer from that. But I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna ask them
I know they
again.
was like, that's a weird request.
Because they was like, you want us to take the air conditioners out? And I said, no. Like,
Okay, because
I
that's what most
actually
people ask
wouldn't.
them. They be like,
Yeah,
we want it to be hotter. You're like, no,
yeah.
I don't
I
want it to
was
be
like,
hotter.
I'll use the AC. I actually turned off the fan and the AC in the background so we can have good sound quality. But
Oh, we
yeah,
didn't
I'm
hear
over here.
anything last time.
I know it probably
Okay.
wasn't on. But the radiator will come. This thing will come on every once in a while and make a big clicking and hissing
Ah,
sound. Sounds like a
when it
toilet flushing.
when it's getting ready to curtain, when it's getting ready to come on.
Yeah. And it just radiates out this fucking heat, man. I'm just like, who? I can't live like this. I thought about cracking a window or two or something. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but
Yeah, to let the heat out.
yeah. So yeah, it's just I guess everyone in the building just gotta deal with this shit. It's just like somebody set the thermostat for everybody and it's gonna be 80. I guess yesterday they was calm and it was like 72 or something. I thought, oh, this is beautiful. I love this. And then I guess they came back home today and turned it up. So and then
I
they hit
guess they were like, nigga, it get -20. Keep it up. You be like, hey, it's too hot.
yeah.
And for me, I'm cold anyway. I'm
Mhm.
always stay wrapped up. And whatever you got this air conditioning heater on, it just stays on that. So I just wrap up and keep
Well,
keep it
I
trucking. I
know
don't even care.
normally the power bill is a lot less when I'm not there because you don't get
Mhm.
hot or cold. That you don't get as hot as I do, so you can just
No.
kind of you leave it or whatever, turn it off, turn off the
Mhm.
fans and stuff.
Put like this, it must be low because the little leaf come on, the little leaf be like, you saving power. I be like, oh, I guess we is saving power. I was like, because I ain't gonna touch it.
Yeah, and I know at least I've seen a couple like older people in the building, so I know they don't want it cold. Old people like it hot. So
They like it hot.
maybe when I get
they,
back to
they
the other.
blood is thin, they skin is thin, and they be like, y'all ain't gonna freeze me. That's why when y'all go to your grandpa in them house that it's like 85 degrees at all time of the year, you're like, God damn, it's hot in here.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe when I get to the other Airbnb, it'll be a little different. But yeah, I gotta tough this thing on out for a few more weeks.
No problem.
Um, the official weapon of the show is
Taser.
an unofficial sport.
What about?
Bullet Ball Extreme. I don't remember if we said that or not. Show note for the premium people, the RSS feed for the main premium feed is back up. But the problem is it won't let me use the password protection stuff right now. So
Yeah, I was trying to
in
get
the
them to fix
interest,
that.
yeah, so I have an email to them to try to fix that. But in the interest of just making it convenient for people, and I've just unlocked it. So the main feed, you can, you don't need a password or anything. Just put it in your RSS stuff and it'll pop up and populate with it, unless you have like Google Play or Spotify. They don't let you do it, but Apple
Mm-mm.
Podcasts and stuff, you should be able to go listen to all the premium shows again. And I will, when they let me know if it's working, then I'll go ahead and put the password stuff back up. But until then, enjoy the shows, and you're all on the honor system, and I hope y'all you know
Mhm.
I hope y'all y'all been nothing but fair to us. So
Right.
let me know if you have any problems and stuff.
Hmm.
Um let's see, what else was I gonna say? How you been?
Good. Good. I've been good today. I mailed your pants and
Mm.
your shirts and stuff. And man, that traffic was off the chain. I was in traffic, stuck in traffic for like a fucking hour. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I didn't realize that till you left the house, and I know you don't really text when you drive, And
Mm-mm.
so I forgot this morning I got an email that said that that there was some traffic on 77 that was all the way backed up because apparently the sign for Carowinds Boulevard, the amusement park, the sign fell onto the highway.
Oh, you talking about the signs over across the road?
The signs across the highway, it fell.
Holy
A
shit. Did
track
it hit any cars?
No, it looked like a tractor trailer or something. Like something hit it possibly.
And
It
caused
look-
it to.
They must have kept driving because they didn't have a picture of the vehicle, but they had a picture where the sign just crashed into the highway. And
Ooh.
then, I assumed that would have backed up traffic for miles.
Oh, yes. And I'm not trying to be funny. This is one good reason why I mean, because that wasn't bad, but this is one good reason why I'm glad I work from home because I would have been. It have took me forever to get home trying to get from down there up here with the traffic backed up on around Carowinds because
Mhm.
everybody would have been trying to take them alternate routes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, and I imagine just there's nothing they can do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a major thoroughfare. It's the number
Mm-hmm.
one highway
Probably
in and out
still
of town.
backed up right now because
Yeah, like it
like
was just
like
gonna
this
be
is
what it
North
was.
Carolina, South Carolina, like right there at the border. And so
Yeah,
you talking about like Fort Mill and Rock Hill and shit like that. So
thank goodness
yeah,
she wasn't driving too far.
mm-mm.
But and I hope they can get that taken care of, soon. But yeah, I saw that and I didn't even think about it because I would have told you just wait, and it's not an emergency. You can always mail it to me,
Mhm.
the next day or whatever. And yeah, apparently.
It, it wasn't even a big thing. I had podcasts playing and they just kept me company because I was listening to the podcast. I was just sitting in traffic and one episode in, the next episode come on. I was thinking, I'm here for a while for a whole episode in.
Mhm, mhm.
I was like, I've been sitting here. And so other than that, it has been it's been cool, just been working and stuff. Um I got me the grocery store stuff,
Mhm.
Instacart. So just so you know, And so if you see the address is here, that's why.
I know. I told you that before I left. It's totally fine. Get whatever you need. Yeah, I had to Instacart some stuff too. It was funny yesterday. I had Instacarted some stuff, and you can see them shopping. And here, since a
Mhm.
lot of it's on foot and stuff, they always like sending you pictures, and you want me to get this, you want me to get
Oh,
that
okay, it's
stuff.
on foot. I see what you're saying versus
And
driving.
yesterday, I had like something that was I just I was so tired. I just didn't want to leave the apartment again.
Right.
And that's the other thing. This one ain't got an elevator, so you got to go up the stairs every
Stairs.
time.
Right.
So it's like after I make that, because I'm so out of shape now. I haven't played ball in so long. Even in Charlotte, it's not like you got to walk to work or whatever. So walking back and forth to work, especially
Yeah,
in the cold, it's a bit of a hike,
yeah,
for
gotta
me
get your
now.
routine, back
Yeah,
up and stuff like that.
like I
Yeah.
just be barely going uphill, out of breath, like oh my god. And like I was talking to a coworker leaving the office, and it's like we was talking. I was just thinking, like, oh my god, am I breathing as hard as I feel? Because I definitely like I'm making this is gonna be the quickest conversation ever. Yes, no, one word answer. Um, and so we anyway, I would get here and you go up the flights of steps and shit.
Mhm.
Especially when I had to come up with all my luggage.
Right. It's a great workout, but woo.
Yeah, oh no, I like laid on the couch, turned on the fan, turn on like it was a lot.
Mhm.
Drank some water, and so so it's a bit of a struggle. But anyway, so once I get up in here, I'll be feeling like, well, that's it for today. I'm probably gonna be here for a while till I hit this thing a few more times and start feeling like it's normal. Because right now I'm still in
Right.
the like struggle,
In
the
the struggle
struggle phase.
mode.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, I had to get used to that. That's why I said the distance up there makes no still. I guess eventually I get used to it, but the distance make no sense to me. I'm there, but
yeah,
like it's right there. I'm like, ain't we driving? They was like, no, girl, it's a 5 minute walk. I'm like, I don't know. I drive everywhere. I don't
yeah.
know
It's
what it
not like
means.
yeah, it's just the distance is just different. It's just different as all because like um blocks a few blocks to them is nothing. You know what I
Right.
mean? To us it's like you gotta walk. It's like you park too far in the parking lot from the building. You be like, damn, I
Right.
guess I
You
gotta
don't
walk. Explain why we probably so big down south. But anyway,
agreed.
I so I get in here and I was like, oh, I just need like four things, and it was like four annoying things, but I just needed them. And so the dude went and started shopping, and then he would stop and he would be like, you want a refund or a replacement? And it was only four things, and it was like it's like I think it was like a Dr. Pepper,
I mean, nigga, it's only
lotion,
four
iPhone
things.
cord, and a Bluetooth speaker from like CVS. And
Did they not
first
have it or something?
I was just like, is this dude just like that lazy, or is the
Right.
like CVS that like
Understock.
everything's gone? But what I
Right.
think happens on Instacart sometimes is that they actually put stuff on stock in the website that's not in the store. I think that happens a
Okay.
lot. Cause then when they get there, they gotta be like, "Would you like this instead?" Because this is what they actually have. Cause like on the Instacart, they'll list some shit that sounds so exotic. You be like, "I guess I'll try that." But then when you get there, it's like if you've ever been to one of these stores, you're like, "I ain't never seen that." So it'll be like, "Do you want uh, do you want root beer cream, Dr. Pepper?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" Then they get there, they be like, "They got Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper." It's like, "Oh, that is right." I ain't never seen no fucking root beer cream, Dr. Pepper. That don't even
It's like,
make
why
sense.
the fuck do you have it on the site?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why would I think that was possible?
Yeah.
That's gotta be frustrating for them. And
Yes,
then
because they like just be truthful and don't be doing this shit because now people assume that I'm just fucking around when y'all actually don't got the shit here. Like when I ordered public, I know this might sound stupid, y'all, but I didn't know that I could order like the subs and I could order like the deli meat from the deli for them to slice it. So I got me a chicken tender sub and I got me some deli meat and some deli cheese. I was like, let's go. And I think the deli meat and cheese took her the longest. I was like, oh, she must have had to wait for them to slice that shit up. Cause you know how
yeah,
sometimes they be slow. Because when you do it, it puts like a little sticker on it. Like the sub was ready. She just picked that up. But
yeah.
sometimes they be fucking around over at the deli sometimes, and they probably
Mhm.
didn't. So she probably had to go up there and be like, "Hey, I got this order. Y'all need to slice this up."
Yeah, I made so basically what happened was a dude, because I was like, this CVS is literally like a couple blocks away. And obviously as it was taking longer, I was like, fuck, I should have just got it myself. I know it's cold, I know I'm tired, but I would have been here back in 10 minutes with everything I need. But come to find out, he went looking for this Bluetooth speaker thing, and he went to like a bunch of different stores, like not just CVS, like all these places
Oh,
to try to buy it.
try to find it for you.
Yeah, and he got here. He like waited by the door instead of dropping it off. He's like, "I'm so sorry, da da da." I went to all these stores. I said, "Bro, I didn't think you didn't need to do any of that." And I'm
Mm-mm.
so like, if I had known, I would have just told him like, "Don't even worry about it." Because I even
Right.
hit the little button that says like, "You can go ahead and refund me if you want," to tell him like
Mm-hmm.
it's not you just don't worry about it. So I made sure to tip him, but it was just like, damn, man, like, I did not mean
He
for
was
that.
like, "I'm gonna find this for you." You was like, "It ain't that serious." And what I like to do is once I place my order, I like to go in and they'll ask you, "Hey, do you?" Because some stuff shit I don't want them to substitute. I'm like, "Don't substitute, don't substitute." So, and then some shit I'm like, "Well, if you don't got that, you can get this," you know, type of thing. But I know down here it's a little different. So most of the stuff you do order it's because I know the Publix. I was like, so I can
Yeah,
kind of know what's there and what's not, and kind of what they keep in stock and what they don't, you know. So it's a little easier versus and guess what? You go to that Publix, them niggas ain't going nowhere else. They're like, if it ain't here, give them money
right.
back.
Yeah, I
Versus
think
up
it's a
there,
New
everything
York
is so
thing.
close together.
Yeah, because you can walk to other places and be 5 CVS's on the block and shit.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that was that was cool. As far as game theory stuff, I know people are probably a bit curious about that.
I
The
seen that pic.
with the one with the alligator, or
No,
which
yes,
one?
that pig. The alligator was unique. I didn't realize that alligator was somebody special.
Mm-hmm. So as far as game theory is concerned, hit the ground kind of running, quote unquote, meaning like getting our assignments and all that stuff. We're experienced in the writers' room, and other areas for the most part because we got a lot of people that return.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so there's less of a learning curve and less of a like um there's more preparation than just like practice. Not
Right.
first
Because the first
first
time,
time
yeah, it was more
there's a lot of
practice,
practice.
getting the
Like,
routine.
how do you
Right.
write this? How's this process gonna work? And this year we have a head writer,
Mm-hmm.
Zach.
Makes it probably make a big difference.
Yeah, Zach, who was on the show last year,
Mm-hmm.
and on the podcast, and very talented young dude, very
Yeah.
funny. And he's worked at the Patriot Act with Hassan Minaj show. And so he really understands process and how to organize things.
Mm-hmm. And
And he
how it
has
flows.
authority to do so because that was my thing last year. I never worked on the show, so everybody that was telling me like, "Hey, this would work, and this is how it's done other places." To me, I'm like, I have no frame of reference. This is all I
Right.
know,
Right. Versus
and
they've had experience in different other writer rooms. Right.
yeah, and so it's been interesting to get acclimated to having these processes and routines and learning them and stuff, and being prepared. Like last year I felt like a lot of stuff was flying at me and I just always had to be head on a swivel ready to do shit, like, and
Mm-hmm.
that was my attitude, was like, hey, you need something, I'm on it, whatever the fuck I got to do, let's just do it. I'm not arguing about whose responsibility or whatever,
Right.
and if
Yeah.
you don't use my
Trying
shit,
to
you
get it
don't use
done.
it,
Right.
all that stuff. And but the more experienced writers wouldn't be like, this is supposed to be that way, or yeah, we should do it, but also like this, we should have had done it this thing a while ago or something like that.
Which made it simpler, yeah, to kind of streamline the process and just be easier for everybody. Even probably newer writers be easier for them to get acclimated because it's like, okay, we have a flow, we have a routine.
Yeah, and even Bo, I mean, it was his first show like that, where he's
Mhm.
in charge and we're coming up with it. And so they spent obviously the summer planning and talking and strategizing.
Yeah, what
And
worked, what
so,
didn't work, right?
or just what they want to do next season.
Mhm.
And so this year even though I think they said it might feel like more work, it feels like a lot less so far. Now that might change, but
Mm-hmm.
um it's so much more organized,
Right.
and the stuff is so like segmented out. Everybody is like getting along. Everyone, there's like a chain of command. There's a lot less meeting. Like I haven't been to a meeting I shouldn't have been in or anything. Like sometimes that what happened last year was like, maybe you need to be in this meeting. And it's like, oh no, y'all should be in this meeting, and then I should come in when y'all know what y'all want. You know what I mean?
Right. Everybody trying to figure out what's important, what's not important, what to bring you in on, what
Yeah,
what could have been an email. Yeah, that's just
exactly.
living the routine.
And everyone has their own like stuff to do, like deep dives and stuff. And we're gonna get
Hmm.
into some of the other stuff to practice on topical. We got bigger writers room. I want to say we got
It looks bigger. I seen that. I was when I said the picture. I meant the picture that both sent. I was like, yeah, that looked like a lot larger staff.
well, yeah, that's the whole kind of staff, but that's not all writers.
Okay. Oh, that's
Um,
everybody. Okay, I'm with you.
yeah. Our writers room, I think we have I think last year we had like four, maybe, because there's a couple people that was on the staff, but then I don't know if they like they full time job was writing or
Right.
like it was just like I said, the first season people was figuring shit out. And then
Hmm.
this season, I think we added four writers and I think maybe we lost one. And so the writing has been kind of chill, like it's been very like this is what they expect, this is what day to get it on, this is when you're going to work on it. And now that we have a head writer, you kind of submit it up to him and then he gives you notes. And then like so now it's less like 4 5 people giving you notes and directions. It's just one person being like, this is what we want. And that feels like it's going to be a lot less work than the way we were doing it before.
Hmm. And so, if
So
there's any problem, they can go to the head writer, and then he can kind of navigate that down or whatever, or anything that they say, he can kind of make an adjustments and just kind of let you know, which actually makes it easier for everybody. It's less meat for y'all and less meetings for them.
yeah, and it's like fun vibes and stuff. And
Hmm.
the main thing for me is like as a cog in the wheel employee, whatever. I try to anticipate shit. So the thing I always keep thinking is like Zach is young and some of the people might be older than him, but he's head writer. So I just want to make sure that, as fun as it is, to always make sure he get the respect and attention and shit that he deserves. Cause like
Oh yeah,
I
his
feel like
experience is top notch. Like he has a
yeah.
lot of experience to be
And
so
I'm sure
young.
it's a lot of pressure and a lot of work. And I think a lot of
Hmm.
times, what there can not that this would happen. Hopefully it won't, but you can see how somebody might take like this young motherfucker telling me, and I'm like, I want it to be as smooth and easy as possible. So I'm
Hmm.
always looking to be like, whatever I can be helpful on, whatever you say to do, those are the instructions I'm gonna follow.
Right.
Um, and also because I think his ideas are, if we implement them, will work, then we need
Hmm.
to stand behind them and make sure they get implemented. So far that seems to be happening. Everybody seems to be like, everyone's using Slack now. Last year I was basically me
You
and like
know,
other people was using Slack, and
only
as
one.
far as the writers are concerned, I was almost the only one that would be on Slack. People
Yeah, because
make
that
fun of
matters. You can see more stuff happening.
yeah,
You're not left out of the loop. They can kind of send mass messages and
yeah.
shit without somebody go, I didn't know.
Well, people used to make fun of me for being on the Slack all the time. I'm like, I'm just trying to keep the vibes going, man. Like,
Right.
y'all write something funny, like a little laugh reaction takes a second. Like
Mhm.
if I laugh, why wouldn't I give you the laugh reaction? Like, what am I trying to prove? I'm the coolest writer
It
in
was
the
like nerd.
yeah. But it's funny though, because now everybody's using it for the most part. Now it's good to see that. Um, and then as far as like just people and stuff, like the new writers, I haven't got, so now we have two different offices for writers because our
Mhm.
office is smaller.
Okay.
It was a lot bigger on the floor we were on, but we were the only people on that floor.
Okay.
And they
Now it's
used
more people on the floor.
Yeah, it used to be Samantha
Okay.
Bee's office. This floor has like John Oliver's show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that alligator I took a selfie with is from John Oliver's show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, someone had tagged me to the video of when he unveiled the alligator as a mascot for Florida, saying people need to get rid of the racist statues and replace them with stuff. And it was a giant alligator with a middle finger. Uh, and so that was that
That's
was fun. I had
hilarious.
to get a selfie with that. Um, but yeah, but there's several shows there, and then the office we're in is Dr. Oz's old office.
Ah.
And there's so much stuff just sitting around in there. I guess people forgot to get or something. I
Mm-hmm.
found something in the file cabinet about somebody in a hospital and cancer and shit.
I
And that was the first day on the job, and I was like, "What is this?" Because I didn't know
right.
whose office it was. And
I was like,
then
I don't think I should have access to this. Y'all didn't clean this up.
when I went into the conference room, I seen a bunch of headshots of Dr. Oz, and people had defiled them with pens and drawn all over his face and made him the devil and stuff. And I was like, oh, we were in his office. No wonder.
You say somebody might have had some problems with him.
Right. The snack situation is better than last season.
Yay.
So that's already dope. And we got some dope people. This brother Tom, I think is his name, that works in the like PA department. Those are the production assistants. They just get you anything you need. And so stuff that was taking me like a few days to get, like, oh, we got to order this and the other, man, he be having that shit like instantly. Like I'll tell somebody else, like he's like a genie. Just rub the lamp and then make 3 wishes. This motherfucker is the beast. Like,
So he be doing his job. That is a very hard job because
mhm,
they're calling you and all different type of people ask you to do all different types of things, kind of all at the same time, and you're pulled in all these different directions. And it's I could assume I don't know. I could assume it's very very hard to be very
I
very
want,
good. You have to be super organized to do that job.
yeah, we have an extra desk in our room, and then they were saying we should get a couch and maybe instead of the desk or whatever. And they were, the other people in their office was like, yeah, we got them to bring us. We said we want a couch. You brought us a couch. And I was like, man, only reason I want to, I don't think, it's not that I don't think he can do it. I don't want him to have to. They put a
Hmm.
couch in there. But I mean, shit, he's so like, man, ain't no problem. Just let me know what you need.
Hmm.
Maybe he will. So, but yeah, he cool people. One of the new writers is in there with me and Tommy. Me and Tommy were office mates last year.
Hmm.
So it's good to see him again. Of course, Tommy was the one that got COVID, and
I
somehow
remember
we
that.
did it due to our diligent masking and probably that filtration thing we had in there, and a fan and all this
It was
shit.
consistently blowing.
Yeah,
You
but
kept that
one
bitch on all the time.
but the new writer that's in there with us is Elena, who I talked about on the show last year, I think. But she's super funny. She was on the production of the like field team, the people that went out for Man on the Street and
Hmm.
film stuff for the museum and all that stuff. They work hard. You know, they be
They
up
be
and at
grinding,
night,
yeah. They be up there.
you
They be
know.
hours ahead, and they gotta prep and make sure everything. Then they got to break everything down. And everybody else can go
Yeah.
home. Yeah, that's a job.
Her, Mara, and Ted, I remember when we filmed the Duke Museum, just watching them work was just like, holy shit, you know. It's just like whole different, it's one thing to write this shit, it's another thing to watch somebody make it come together in a way that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Right, because
And
y'all
then
putting ideas out there, and they were like, okay, bet. Now we have to take your whatever you said and actually make it so that people can physically see the
yeah,
vision that you had in your head.
and they
Yes.
gotta edit all that stuff, and there's all these decisions they make that are like, you know, uh hey, should we get this? Should we get that? Stuff like that. And I do wonder this year how much will be involved in that, because it sounds like maybe the writers won't have to be as involved in that stuff, which was a big part of, like I said, anything they asked me to do, I just did. So like a
Hmm.
big part of stuff
But you was
was
getting
being,
experience though. But yeah, I'm with
yeah,
you.
that's how I learned a lot of stuff. And this year
Hmm.
I don't the questions I have this year are more like, how is the new process going to work, and not what is this,
Right.
which is a nice thing to have, to have some experience and be like, oh, I know how this is going to look, but what about what changes are we making to it. And so that's been cool. um and also just with us having more writers, I'm assuming it's just gonna probably feel like less work. Like, like we had a thing where we had to do alts today for something, and it was nice to see the whole fucking sheet fill up in a few minutes. um
Yeah, with
and
everybody coming with their ideas. Yeah.
yeah, because when it's just four of you, five of you, if someone's out of the office, if someone's doing something else, if someone doesn't feel like it, if someone's whatever, they're not sure about it. So like I'ma always be in there, but sometimes it'd be times I was in there and uh it's like if I'm not giving people what they want, because I don't know what they want for sure. I might be in the wrong direction. I might not, my shit might not be exactly what they're visioning. Then it's kind of like they got to go get everybody, and we got to kind of pull teeth. And this time it was nice to just boom, 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 done. Well, let's move on to the next thing. And that's kind of what you're there for, that fire drill. So, yeah,
How
that
about
stuff was cool.
the archives people? You know, the people that does the clips and all that stuff, but y'all ain't got that far yet.
Archives people, you
I call
mean
them
like
archives
radio
people.
people?
Yes. You remember how
Oh
you
yeah, that
said,
same people back.
okay,
Same people back. Different a little different process as far as the way they're gonna get clips and stuff. They're gonna get them before we do. We have to like go find them. Kind of. They're gonna give us a packet beforehand.
ah,
That coincides with the research. I really like that.
hmm,
That's a lot easier because sometimes it's like you had to go get your own shit, or you had to like um if you didn't get your own shit exactly, you had to like cut through and be like, how many seconds is that, this and the other, should I put this
right.
clip there?
And with them doing it up front, you can kind of pick a selection of things and kind of work with that. And if they just don't got it, you can be like, well, hey, I'm looking for this specific thing, and then it's easier on them too. It's actually probably less work for them too, because
Mhm.
this is what they do all of the time.
Yeah, so that's cool. And then I haven't, so the other room of writers, I haven't really got to talk to all of them yet. I think they may have gotten here a bit before the people in my room did. I think that might be why we even roomed together. We got here last or something.
Hmm.
But so I haven't got to hang out with them. Although I did get to meet him. I know it's like Jay Snow, who was there last year. Cool dude. I think he spent most of his time like remote last year, so I didn't get to really like know him, but just through Slack and talking, you get to kind of know him.
Hmm.
There's this new dude, I think his name is Brendan. I hope I didn't fuck that up. Uh, but I really haven't gotten to talk to him. It's
Right.
just because that is a little bit of a difference. We've been having less. It's only been 2 days, so we haven't had a lot of ton of like sit down in a room writers meetings. And obviously with COVID, mask on, social
Hmm.
distance for the most part. So you're not, even though we do get tested every day, which I like,
Hmm.
is not an environment of like, let's just all go kick it, yet. And we don't really have a common space.
Right.
Um, but and then Heaven from Another Round is a writer on the show.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I know we had Tracy on the show as a guest years ago. And so I got to meet her. I told her I was a big fan of
Hmm.
Another Round and stuff. And
Yes.
but once again, haven't got to really talk to anybody over there.
Hmm.
I know Sid is back, James is back, all so I got to talk to them a bit. And that was nice. And we're doing something like it's so planned out. It's almost night and day between last year. Like,
Hmm.
and a lot of that is also because Bo, Stu,
More
everybody kind of
experience.
knows
Yeah. And they
what
know probably know
feels
what they
right,
want now.
and we know what will make something less work.
Correct.
So now it's a lot of like it's not a lot less second guessing, a lot less like last minute vibes type of thing. It's like, no, we believe in this shit. We wrote this shit. We know it's gonna be good. When it comes to Friday, we gonna kill it. As opposed to like, you know, well, if it don't feel right, we can make some changes and we'll see. Like maybe we'll get that when once we get in production and but I'm hoping we don't. Because even last year, I think some of the stuff some of the hardest challenges was writing something and really feeling good about it on Wednesday, but after you performed it two,
It,
three, four, 5 times
yeah, it didn't hit the
in the
same.
room,
Mm-hmm.
and of course for the host, it's not gonna feel as fresh as Wednesday, which is kind of the trick to the job, right? Is making something feel as fresh the day of, even though you clearly been working on the shit for months, is very difficult. I don't envy Bo at all when it comes to that, because I would imagine by the 10th time you said some shit, it don't feel as fire as it felt that first time you said that shit. But hopefully with this new process, it'll give everybody the ability to like have the freshest vibes going into Fridays on recordings and give Bo the most confidence in the material on Fridays. And so it's just gonna pop, I think. And so that'll be cool to do that. And yeah, I got to talk to Bo. Obviously, he came by and chatted for a minute. Um, so that was cool. It's just, yeah, it's this time is more um this time is more planned out, and so it's less spontaneity so far, but I like the routine of it, and it's just getting used to what the new processes are. We got over a month to do that. Um but yeah, I'm very very excited about that.
I am. I'm excited for you too, and I'm happy that you're getting adjusted
Mhm.
and everything is going well. I miss you.
I miss you too, baby. um that's probably the hardest thing to get used to, but just because I that's the one thing about coming up here is and it's the thing about not wanting to live your life for like the gram or
Right.
other people, the internet, because I think people have their what they consider their dreams, and then they just assume everybody is the same. And I think
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
um this whole like New York, big city of dreams, everything, and so, and so for a lot of people it's
Concrete
like,
jokes. Ha ha ha.
yeah, it's like you living the motherfucking dream, nigga. You in New York, you doing this, that, and the other. And I'm like, my dream is kind of a simple dream of just owning my own
Every,
stuff
yeah,
and with my wife.
everybody
And
don't got big dreams,
oh,
because like
I mean, it's big to me. Nobody can define what's. There's people that make more money than me, live a different life, and that would trade in a heartbeat to be like, oh yeah, I just record in my spare bedroom with my wife, and we talk an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, and say funny shit and talk to people we like, and
mm-hmm,
we supported by all these people that want us to do well, that are satisfied by the content we create, that love
mm-mm.
what we do. And I mean, that's good enough for me. Like, and I stand by this. Like, I would not have done this for anybody else. I
Yeah, I don't
understand,
think you would have.
and I never. I don't say it to be dismissive or ungrateful to other people's dreams, because there's some people that's like,
Mm-hmm.
they've been fighting for this shit their whole life,
Right.
and they're like, listen, I is it you extremely lucky, and I've been trying to get in and get on, or I'm just trying to keep swinging from vine to vine to keep on. And for me, it's just been like uh, something I would do for my homeboy that I wouldn't do for
Yes.
somebody like it, and maybe that will change over time. But
It might. Yes.
I like my I like my life, I like my going to Hornets games ass life.
Yes.
But
Simple. Simple.
but the thing is, man, a long time ago, Bo told me that if he ever got a show, he like, I mean, and it wasn't me asking, and it wasn't,
Mm-mm.
it wasn't no bullshit. I think he was saying just to like blow smoke up my ass or nothing. But he said like, if I have a show, I'd love for you to write for me. And
That's been decades ago. Yeah.
that had to be at least over a decade ago. Because
Mhm.
the thing is, it was whatever he envisioned, and I feel like this is probably the closest thing to what he envisioned. But whatever he envisioned, it didn't exist yet. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so when he told me that, I took it seriously, but not in a like, I'm gonna hold you to that, nigga. If you don't motherfucking,
Mhm.
if I don't be on your show, I'm not gonna fuck with you. Like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, well, because you gave me that promise, I'm gonna hang. Like, it wasn't a promise or something. He just said like, this is something you should think about doing if I ever do this. And I said, sure, for you, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
then when I submitted and passed and all this shit, it just felt like I had to do it because it was like, you know, uh I couldn't live with the idea of like, you know, he needed, if something would have happened, and because he's so good, and I'm sure everyone on the writing team would have been great, but if by any fucking way there was just something that happened where it wasn't good enough, or somebody, or just motherfuckers sold him out or didn't try hard enough, or you know what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
that kind of thing that people do, where it's like, because that's the other part of this, because other people have made this their living, you're just another show to them.
Right.
And I remember during season one, some people being on some like, yeah, well, we probably, won't get renewed, but because not anything with Bo, it's a black late night. They didn't renew fucking like Chris Rock, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't a knock on
You just
Bo,
never know, right?
but because this industry is so cutthroat, I mean, y'all see what's happening with Discovery Plus buying HBO and shit. Like,
Mhm.
it's so cutthroat. There's no assurity. There's no guarantee.
Mhm.
You, everybody working hard. The motherfuckers
Mhm.
is losing their jobs at the other. They working hard. The motherfuckers is getting their shit taken off the street. They worked hard. Like,
Mhm.
and so the thing for me was like, I don't think I would have been able to live with myself if I said no or if I didn't do it. And then it turned out, this shit didn't work. Um, I would have felt terrible, And so season one working, us getting renewed, it was like one of those things where it's like, okay, gear up, got to go back in.
Mhm.
And especially because we do it in person, not remote and shit. It's like, hey, you gotta be willing to go up to New York and accomplish this shit. And so that's been my main focus is just making sure I do my part, and and to give it the best shot possible. Which is always gonna be my motivation. But yeah, that's been a big thing that I've thought about, and but at the same time, it's taxing. It's a bit out of my comfort zone. It's there's a bathroom in there that's small as hell. There's a there's a radiator over here that won't shut the fuck off.
It's pumping out all of the heat.
Yeah, there's no elevator and a bunch of fucking stuff. It's like it's just shit that you like. I guess. So it's 28
You're like,
degrees
this
when I
is
wake up,
temporary. Yeah.
and I got to figure out, am I walking that mile, or am I taking that Uber for however many dollars? Like, so it's like all it's just little stuff you have to get used to, that you have to, obviously every time I miss a Hornets game, I'm just like, I wish I could be home. But
Don't worry about it. Me and your mama, we holding it down. I
yeah,
told you, me and her both gonna be all geared up.
I
I
know.
need to go ahead.
Oh no, I just said I know y'all gonna be, but I still wanted to be me. I love my mom, but I wanted to go to them games, so it's
I know, but
but
I want to eat the buffet.
right. But I think it's an experience that I'll always be able to look back on and be like, I did that,
Hmm.
and I'm proud of that. And it's also an experience that I can say, I didn't let Bo down. You know what I mean? I
Right.
didn't, when he needed something or he asked me something, as much as I'm sure he's doing me a favor, to be honest, because
Hmm.
I mean, how many motherfuckers would have gave me a chance, whether I deserved it or not, whether I was good enough or not. A lot of this shit is who you know, what you did, what school you went to and shit. Um, but I would have felt a fucking way. If they were like,
Hmm.
Game Theory didn't get a season two, and I'm sitting at home like, oh damn, so but this is part of the gig, and whether we do this shit 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, it don't matter. I just want to make sure that I'm there for the ride and to do as much as I can. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
that's the main thing. But yeah, but it's been a great environment.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Sound like it.
yeah, it's very organized. Everybody's doing a good job so far. And it's been good catching up with people and stuff. Got to talk to James today, talked to Sydney today or yesterday. Like, so getting to see the old crew, working some of the new people in. Um, Working with Elena has been really cool because, like I said, she was so funny on the production team last year. I
And
just,
she's really getting to flex her muscles now. Yeah.
yeah, I just remember being like, God, man, like, what's crazy about all this shit is like,
You could
you,
tell me everybody would be funny.
yeah, like you can get caught up in like this is my title or whatever. I'm the writer. I write the funny stuff. Every fucking body on this show just about is hilarious to some extent or has like some version of comedy or dreams of entertainment. Half these motherfuckers done did stand up and wrote for other
Right.
shit and produced other things and you don't even know all that shit.
Mm-mm, you wouldn't even know they just did work in their regular life. You get to talking to them, they be like, "Yeah, I did this, and I wrote for this show, and I did this." You be like, "Well, goddamn, you don't say any of that." They're like, "Nope, I'm just here to work."
Yeah, and so yeah, the main thing honestly for me is to get used to how much less of a I think it's gonna be less work so far. Maybe I'll be wrong, but it's hard to get used to how much less work it is when it comes to like all hands on deck. It's a lot more like you do blank. And I think as we get close to the end of the week, with Friday being show day, it'll be like Thursday and Friday will probably start being not Friday, probably
Thursday.
Thursday. Because
Mhm.
Friday I think we record and we probably record pretty early. So like Friday, Thursday will probably be our like, hey, we don't leave till everything's done. We gotta
Mhm.
get this will really show if we were prepared. Um, this will really show, if this may even be a thing where you get home and they have to hit you up to be like, hey, work on this real quick.
Right.
Possibly. I will see how it works. We got more episodes this year, 10. So
Yay, 10.
yeah, so that's another big thing for us. Which means I get more weeks on my contract, which is cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it's just gonna be interesting, but I think I'm handling it well so far. And that's it. I'm not doing anything. I get home and watch NBA and sports and stuff and then go to sleep, you know.
Yeah, that's what it's been for me. Just been up and working and stuff like that. Overall, it's been pretty cool. Like I said, I did the Instacart stuff, so I've just
Yeah.
been having stuff sent to the house. I probably end up cooking that meal one day this week because I think it was like the last Hello Fresh. Oh,
Yeah.
and when I went to go mail the your stuff up there,
Hmm.
one of the people at the mailbox place, the UPS place, they were saying that I guess somebody had ordered Hello Fresh, not us, but somebody else had ordered a Hello Fresh, and they was gonna be out of town for Thanksgiving, so they let them have it. And it was like, I really like that, and they
Yeah.
was saying it came with some free meals. You know how they give you like the
Yeah.
little things I give away on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm like, it is. Like, he was like, I didn't realize it was that nice. He was like, I might
Mhm.
start to do that. I said, it's convenient. You can pick your meals. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm glad you like it because I guess
Yeah,
they see
you say
people.
all that, but then you also ain't gonna plan on cooking no Hello Fresh while I ain't in town. So I don't know why
Mm-mm.
you even. It's all convenient and nice until you got to cook it. So don't even pretend.
Oh, I was telling him that it's nice
Yeah,
for
I know.
him.
Nice for him, right? Just like it's nice for you.
Nice for him, because I gotta cook. So it is very convenient for us.
I do miss cooking for you and stuff. That's definitely part of the routine. And it's different up here because I don't have my stuff. So they have like a kitchen and they have stuff, but it's just not the
It's
same.
not the same, right? It's not the
And I
same as
definitely don't have the energy to like really hit up a Hello Fresh once I get back to this apartment, especially when you can't even turn the damn heat off. I know the oven I have it up motherfucking 90 degrees up in the
blazing up in there. You might pass out.
yeah, these apartments don't be too big. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean?
They be
So it's
little
like,
boxes. They be
yeah,
like,
it's gonna be hot.
space. We ain't got the space for you.
Yeah. So but yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. And
Hmm.
yeah, definitely miss you too.
I am. I am. Been watching the Hornets games on TV, the ones we don't get a chance to go to. I've been going through like the NBA channels because we got the league
yeah, league
pass.
pass.
So
I know
that's
the
been
league pass online is so janky sometimes because like it makes you log in and all this shit that I'm doing up here. And then like, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes into a game, it'll be like stream failed, reauthorize user or some shit. And I'm like, why are y'all doing this? I paid for it. I
yeah.
got it. Just let me watch the motherfucking shit. And it's not doing like Sunday Ticket where it cuts you off because
Somebody else is logged
somebody else
in.
is watching. Because I know you're just watching with regular TV. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a
So
little frustrating.
it shouldn't affect you at all because it's with the cable
Right.
package, and with
Right.
that, the streaming piece comes with
Yeah.
your cost of your package,
It's a
right?
little frustrating, dog. Like, come on, NBA. Y'all, like, what you think I'm trying to steal it from you? Just give me my shit. I paid
All right,
for it.
I
I
paid
shouldn't have to
for it.
log in and out 15 times. I should actually be able to log into this shit one time. And then every time I
And
turn on
just
that fire stick, it should be like, we know who it is. We know you
right,
paid.
you should be able to just stay logged in,
Yeah.
right?
I did find a new TV show I started watching, which is Chainsaw Man. It's on
Yes.
Crunchyroll, and the dubs are on Crunchyroll.
Okay, I remember you telling
Um,
me that
and I started
because
watching that. It's real good.
okay, I'm gonna start watching that because I love anime, so I started following anime Twitter, and because they kind of keep you up
Yeah,
on the new animes coming out and new seasons coming out. They got a new Black Clover coming out. They got a new this coming out soon.
yeah.
What else is coming out?
I
Uh,
think Attack on Titan's supposed to be coming back soon.
Attack on Titans.
I
Uh,
follow like Crunchyroll and Funimation on social media. They also always pumping out the new stuff. But Chainsaw Man's been getting a
a
lot
lot
of
of
like
buzz, yeah.
yeah. The thing
But
is, everywhere I saw it was subbed
that's what I kept
subtitled.
hearing. I was like, well, I
And
guess I can't watch
so
it yet,
I
right?
stopped it at I stopped Hulu and whatever, and then I said, let me check Crunchyroll because um I googled Chainsaw Man dub and it came up. It was like dubs are on simulcast on Crunchyroll, and I said, "Oh, is that real?" And I went to go check. And you have to do a little fiddling with the app, then goes to the episodes and stuff. But it was good, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I've been watching that, and then watching like American Dad as my comfort show to like go to sleep and stuff. There's no TV in this bedroom, so I just watch it on my phone until I fall asleep. But the
Ah,
new episode of American Dad's come on. American Dad comes on Monday, so I did get to watch that on the TBS app, and it was hilarious. So
American Dad be on it. I be watching in the background, and Roger is a complete ass. Like Roger and Rick, they go like toe to toe. I don't know who is the biggest asshole between them two,
Roger and Rick. So she's
but
talking about Roger, the alien from American
mhm.
Dad, and Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Did you
Yes,
watch the finale of Rick and Morty?
I did, and it was a motherfucking trip. Them and that goddamn lifesaver. And then him saying the wrong phrase when he got the lightsaber. I was like, that's not Star Wars. The fuck? I was like, that's a Transformers phrase.
I think Rick might have. I don't know. It's close. Rick might have took the cake this last episode with because I know between him and Roger, it's neck and neck for who's the worst
Ain't it
character
neck
on
and neck?
TV.
Because both of them are
But
assholes for
that
no
that
reason sometimes.
that stuff with the robot and Rick, and it made because we have been wondering the last two episodes,
What
like
was wrong? I was like, Rick ain't
why
been
the hell,
drinking.
like
Why is
why
he
is
so
Rick?
nice?
Yeah, and damn it, you knew it was too
We
good to
figured
be
out
true.
why. Because I was like, this is not, because you know Rick. So you're like, something ain't right. And
Yeah,
then when
because
he
I even
explained,
noticed that his mouth didn't have the alcohol around it. He wasn't burping, and I was like,
yes.
I thought the big reveal was gonna be he's done drinking.
Me
And
too.
apparently, no, that what I won't spoil it, but that wasn't the big reveal. Oh my god!
Mm-mm.
Oh my god! What a
It was
crazy
not
show!
the big reveal, and I was like, oh, that explains like how you went from this person to this person within one
Yeah,
episode. Because I was like, that is a quick change.
that might, like I said, Roger, is always terrible, and I go back and
He's
forth every
always
time I watch an episode. But did you haven't seen American Dad from yesterday, have you?
there. Mm-mm.
I'm sure it's on the DVR,
I was
but
about to say, you recorded on DVR down here,
yeah,
right?
but
Okay.
Roger just did something with this whip that was so funny. What a great show. But yeah,
Yes, I love for American Dad, I love to hear the character that plays Steve him sing because anything he sings, even if it's an ensemble with somebody else, and sometimes he'll sing for no reason, like they'll be doing something, he just busts out into like a tune.
yeah,
That shit is the fucking best.
yeah. Tony said it's been Rick since the Vindicators, but I don't know, bro. Roger got some hits under his belt, bro. I don't know. Roger's done some terrible, terrible
Terrible.
things to people.
Hmm. He
I
done some
still think
terrible. I
about
was
that
like, yeah,
one
I was
scene.
like, I would kill that nigga. What is
I
wrong with
still
him?
I still think about that one time when Roger was supposed to Jeff found out Roger was an alien and Jeff can't keep a
Yes.
secret. So then they was gonna send Roger back to his home planet, but at the last second he switched it and made Jeff go to his home planet. And then Jeff went to Roger's home planet, became a slave, fought in the death arenas and shit, got killed, died, got caught in the time warp with a wormhole with Sinbad,
Yes.
died, came back,
Back.
was an alien that wasn't really him, but it was like using his DNA, and then Roger did all that shit in one scene. It was like the most evil shit I've ever seen somebody do to somebody. He just what a terrible Roger and Rick. It's if you watch these shows, if you don't watch these
Yeah.
shows, you probably don't know what the fuck we talking about.
Right. You're like, what's them niggas talking about?
But
But if
that
you
might
watch
be the
these
poll for this
shows,
episode. Who is worse, Roger or Rick? Cause
yes, who is
damn,
worse?
damn, he was bad. Like,
Oh,
woo, oh man. But yeah, I think that's it, baby. I just want to check in with you and see your face and talk to you a little bit. And give the people an update. And I'm sure will in the weeks to come there'll be more stuff to talk about. But
hmm.
um,
Yeah, I'm glad everything is running smooth. I'm glad you're getting adjusted and that type of stuff. And I'll be coming up there to see you. And so I'm excited about that and spend some time up there. Um, And I'm trying to think. I think that for me, that's about it. Just been
yeah,
chilling. You know, your mom, she's been calling and checking on me, but your mama, she's always calls and check on me
yeah,
regardless anyway.
yeah.
So
I'm
I
glad
appreciate
you
her
know.
calling and checking on me.
Oh yeah, and then I guess maybe we hit some quick news.
Okay.
I won't go into too much segments and stuff. We'll save that for another day.
Hmm.
But just stuff is in the news. The Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lane's trial is underway.
Right. And something that you said that because I've been kind of seeing bits and pieces, you was right because you was like, this shit ain't as cut as clean as everybody's saying. It's gonna be once this trial goes through, is because it's actually somewhere in the middle. Like
Mm.
it's everything ain't as cut and dry as people make it. There's some things that are cut and dry. Don't get me wrong, but there are some things that aren't as
Well,
cut and
so
dry.
what do you mean exactly? Because I haven't been able to keep up with all of it. So
Oh, they were saying that they come to find out they he had residue on him and a gun residue.
yeah.
And the other young lady that was with Megan, she had gun residue, so a gun was shot.
Mm.
And they were
Mm.
saying that the young lady that was with Megan is going to testify that she seen him shoot her. And they also was saying that I guess I'm not sure, but they were saying that Megan said that I'm assuming she must have said she never slept with him, but come to find out she did sleep with him. But I don't know what the fuck that got to do with whether or not she got fucking shot. But
Mm.
like I said, shit like that is coming out.
Yeah. Well, see, that's stuff that I thought would happen for sure. Um, I just did not understand. I don't understand any of the Tory Lanes is innocent. Megan Thee Stallion is a liar. People. I just don't. I just don't know what. would have the amount of shit that would have to have happened for that to be the case is something they're gonna have to prove in court. And
Mm-hmm.
already the shit they're trying now that I've seen online, like I said, I haven't been able to research all this, but it's been a lot of like she fucked this other famous person and she fucked this famous person. It's like, what do they got to do with anything?
Right. Who gives a fuck?
Like what? Like I think once you jump to that level of like slut shaming or something,
Mm-hmm.
it to me it just belies that you don't really have a case. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
once you jump into like who else was she fucking, it's like, oh, so then you don't really have an actual like thing to say.
Case. Okay, regardless of if I fucked you or not, did you shoot me, yay or nay? Like that's
Yeah,
the bottom
like
line.
this isn't a trial of who fucked who.
Right.
And then of course a lot of it's just hearsay and shit. You know,
Correct.
she fucked Ben Simmons and shit. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
But you know what? Don't lie. Gun residue.
Right. So yeah, we'll see how far much, but yeah, I saw that started being on the way, and I haven't cared as much to get into the details because the only thing I'm
Mm-mm.
interested in is if there's some type of detail that proves that this wasn't him that shot her. I don't then unless it's that, I don't really give a fuck. What else can you say?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay. Elon Musk is trying to make Twitter 4,000 characters per post instead of the whatever 280 it is now.
I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that bullshit. I don't read the bullshit on Facebook. I don't read that bullshit. I start muting people and shit like that. And nobody ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not reading no book. Go
Yeah,
write a blog.
yeah, it's just, it's just been like this endless weird thing that he's doing where he's clearly um I don't know what his plan is. Um I know people always say like it's somehow the math is somehow good for Twitter because
Mm-mm.
the stuff he does, people talk about it on Twitter, but one, they talk about it everywhere, not
Right.
just Twitter.
Mm-mm.
Two, even if he didn't spend 44 billion.
Oh shit, y'all. I think we lost Rod. Man down, man down. Hold on, y'all. I might have to play some whole music while he come back.
Text me to see if I can get on. Oh, I'm back. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm
Um,
about to say,
I'm back.
Elon got a hold of you.
Elon tried to shut me down. But yeah, everyone makes it seem like there's some genius plan to this, but
Mm-mm.
even if he just did what he's doing, um, oh, I'm frozen. Y'all can't see
Oh,
me.
you moving now?
Okay, but even if he just did what he's doing right now without having spent $44 billion to buy Twitter, they'd still be talking about him on Twitter.
Yeah,
He
because
could have got all
like
this by tweeting.
right, and the thing is like people are just saying that because they just trying to support him just because. And it's
Yeah, I
like,
don't get it.
well, it doesn't make sense. It's like fiscally it doesn't make sense, all your sponsors and shit, people, because I listen to This Week in Marketing and they talk
Yeah,
about sponsors and all the sponsors that are left and them cutting down and with him, talking about the sponsors and shit like that and how he talking shit and some of them are actually still sponsoring in some capacity even though he's talking about that they're not, and they're going, well, these things we looked and these things are not true. So it's like, you actually using sponsorship because some people like they just stopped. They was like, no, we can't do this. We
he's
don't want.
he's
Go ahead.
also he like in addition to that, he's also started saying stuff, transphobic stuff,
Mm-hmm.
quasi white nationalist stuff. Like I just don't see the plan other than this is just who he is, like
Correct.
it's who he is. He doesn't seem to be a good person and he kind of wants this quote unquote controversy. Chappelle tried to bring him out on stage and he got booed by a bunch of
Up.
people.
Right. Right. Because
Which
they was like, no, like it's like the thing is different between you controlling a platform and you being out in the real world because
mm.
people actually read, they see this
Well,
shit.
on the platform, he gets tremendous pushback. Like
Of course, but
he's
it's
not
more.
popular, and he's not popular, or yeah, the shit he's saying is very unpopular, and I think he's using the unpopularity to like justify it. Like, oh, I'm
Mhm.
just pushing back against the woke hive mind virus and
Yeah,
uh,
and
blah blah
it's
blah. You know?
it's all stupid because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is I personally think Twitter will always be around. The user experience is going to decline. And as the user experience decline, more and more people I think will slowly start to leave over time.
Yeah,
Because all of the checks and balances, all of the people that kept shit running and functioning are not there. All of the people, everything's running fine now, but guess what? A server had went down. Everything's
yeah,
running fine now, but things hadn't broke. But once they start broken, well, once they break, which they are, because you had these people doing their jobs, there's nobody to replace them or nobody with any experience to replace them. So as the user experience changes, people will make the decision whether or not they want to stay. And I think a lot of people are going to leave. And some people are like, I'm not going
I
to these
don't.
other fucking
I honestly
platforms.
don't know that. Yeah, I honestly don't know if these people leaving, baby. I think it's one of the reasons I haven't made a big deal about him on social media. I haven't really said much because I'm like, I'm gonna be here. Like it costs me nothing to be on Twitter, really. Like I
Mm-mm,
don't care. I think they're gonna try to. I had Twitter Blue, the $3 version, so that I could
mm-hmm,
edit my tweets and shit. I thought that was like some cool features you can make. Like this is before Elon Musk took over. You can
mm-hmm.
make like your Twitter avatar a different color and
Right.
um, you
You
know,
could do favorites and shit, and where it's not public, like it's
yeah.
little shit like that. Yeah.
So I like that, but then they
Mm-hmm.
want to make it like $8 a month, and I'm not gonna do that, obviously. And people, and then like he's fucking with people's blue check marks and stuff, and so people getting mad about that. But I never gave a fuck when I had one, so I'm not gonna give a fuck now and be mad and do a rant and throw a tantrum. Like I think people do kind of play into his hands with the reactionary shit, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't see like playing into his hands as a troll, not as a businessman, because I don't see the where the money is in all this. As a matter of fact, Twitter hasn't paid the cost for their business headquarters in several locations for like up to 3 weeks now, trying
Ooh,
to cut costs.
and I also heard that on the This Week in Marketing, they
Yeah,
were saying last week some of their people in Europe, they was like they didn't get paid. And they tried to say that it was like a glitch in the system, and I'm like, well, that's not fucking ain't no goddamn glitch in the system.
yeah.
I
Mr.
don't believe
Musk,
that.
Mr. Musk appears to be gearing up for legal battles at Twitter, which he purchased in October for $44 billion, according to 7 people familiar with internal conversations. He and his team have revamped Twitter's legal department and pushed out one of his closest advisors in the process. They've also instructed employees to not pay vendors in anticipation of potential litigation. They have not paid rent in San Francisco's headquarters or any of its global offices for weeks. 3 people close to the company said Twitter has also refused to pay a $197,725 bill from private charter flights made the week of Mr. Musk's takeover. So I wish I could do this, right? I wish I could go to the rent people and be like, guys, we're cutting costs. Okay. I hear what you're saying, and I'm sure you would like to be paid. And as much as I'd like to pay you, we got to cut costs. So I'm gonna just have to skip this month's rent. And thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. And on top of that is, now it's a lot of litigations, a lot of lawsuits. Is he getting ready to be sued by states and unions? Because
Yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah.
every state ain't a right to work state. Somebody's like, no, bitch, you got to tell people in advance. You can't just be firing people left and right and think it's all good because it's not here.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. All this because they called his bluff.
Hmm.
The majority of wealthy consumers plan to travel and spend more on traveling in 2023.
You know what? I don't know what it is about 2023, but I think that all of the artists is like, yeah, we ain't traveled in 2 years because you have Rihanna, Taylor Swift,
Wait, why are you going? Why are
Beyonce.
you going to artists? And I'm talking about wealthy consumers traveling.
Yeah, because guess what they're gonna be
Mm.
traveling to concerts. Like you didn't say where
Oh,
they was
okay.
traveling.
Okay.
They gonna be traveling to concerts. They're gonna be
Mhm.
going out in the wild and just doing things. Like I can see these concerts actually contributing to more people traveling
I think
than
also
before.
like 2023 sounds like hope. Like
Yeah.
it just sounds far enough away to be like, and I'm gonna be back to normal, but it's probably still gonna be jacked up with COVID. 3, the continuation out this bitch. But
Yeah, somebody said
um,
Janet traveling, Janet
I
concert
know,
tours. Yeah,
I know
everybody coming out.
all these people doing concerts, for sure. But I think wealthy people is not just concerts that's gonna, like, I think concerts is just coming out your house for some people. You know what I mean? But I think when we talking about wealthy people traveling, they gonna be going to like
Oh, you talking about these
churches.
remote spots?
Yeah, they said wealthy, not just regular niggas. That, I mean, no, I mean, I guess maybe you do got to be wealthy to buy tickets to anything these days.
Come on,
But
that's what I was saying.
yeah,
Like
maybe
that.
that is. Maybe you're right.
Yeah,
I'm
like
sorry.
when you say wealthy, because some people go, bitch, I
Mhm.
don't have a month's rent to pay to go to some of these concerts.
Yeah, but yeah, the thing that I keep thinking about is like, you know who else gonna be traveling? Broke people.
Yeah, it is.
People won't be putting it on credit. I think a lot of people looking forward to getting out the
Buy
house
now,
in
pay later.
2023. Any means necessary. You know,
They're gonna be
gonna
doing
be
the payment plan.
gonna pull out the Twitter on them. Hey, I can't afford it. Uh, a Texas lawmaker proposes a bill that will ban anyone from under the age of 18 from opening a social media account. And this clearly
What?
won't work. It's a Texas
No.
Republican. State Representative Jared Patterson recently proposed HB 896 that requires social media users to be at least 18 years of age to have an account on apps. Here's the thing I think though, and I don't mean this to be controversial, but it's not that bad of an idea.
I
Like,
can see that to an extent because not all, but some children are not mature. Everybody think that their kid is mature and can handle it, but social media is a lot for the fucking adults.
yeah, I think social media low key is not for kids.
Mm.
And I think we fool ourselves into thinking it kind of is this place where you can coexist with adults and kids, but I'm not really sure that there's ever going to be a way to mitigate the harm that is happening to these kids. And then we're always going to hold the company responsible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Instagram making little girls feel depressed and shit. And uh, at the same time, you know, obviously it probably makes adult feel depressed, but we always use kids as a stand-in for ourselves. But
All right.
um, I don't know. There's something there where I I know it's probably coming from a very regressive patriarchal place from this person, but there's something about the idea that we think as much as we know how harmful these places can be, how invasive, how manipulative,
Mm-hmm.
and steal a whole election from an app. It
All
does
right.
feel like, why do we let a 13-year-old just be out here with these other sick motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. With
Like,
like full
why let,
functioning adults,
like,
right?
does a 15-year-old need to be on Twitter where Elon Musk is in control?
Yeah, because
Like,
anywhere else they would feel separated.
there's people that are grown ass adults that think they shouldn't be, that Elon Musk is, you know, dangerous and violent and triggering. And then we just got kids on there too, you know, doing their thing. Same thing with TikTok and Reddit and shit. There's like porn on these places. It is
Mm-hmm.
something. It's not like it's there's something underneath it that there's probably some middle ground that can be reached, or maybe,
Right.
but like,
You making compromise. You might say 16, like at least some form of 15.
yeah, I sincerely doubt that this Republican is coming from a good place with this, but I don't know, man. When I read the headline, like, I wasn't as reactionary of like, what the fuck? I was like, huh, yeah, should there be an age limit for social media? That kind of makes sense. And maybe it shouldn't be something where you're not an adult, because we really do not have the complete protections to stop people from doing people shit, and they know kids are there. You know,
Correct.
that's not even counting the ones that get like you know, the people that DM kids and all that type of shit. You
Mhm.
know, that's not even counting just those people, but even just, you know, it's like social media is a street you're walking down, and then just every once in a while somebody pops out and sucks a dick in front of you. You know, it's
Mhm.
like I look, as an adult, I'm taking this chance walking down this street. I know what I got into. But
Right.
if I was
But as
holding
a
my
kid, you might not be
yeah,
ready for that experience, you
I
know.
was walking down there with my 13-year-old kid, and like, people feel the freedom to share that shit. You know, there's people
Mhm.
all the time. Like, I think some Lil Fizz's news was all over the timeline for some people today. I didn't see it, but I saw it trending as a news story, and I said, "Damn!" Like, like I'm sure a lot of these same people would scoff at someone saying that we need an age limit, but I'm like, you shared a dick
Right.
pic today. Maybe we do need an age limit.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't
booty
see it.
hole. Okay, all right. I did not. Hey, look, I'm not judging if that's how you get down with with your nudes. Do your thing, little Fizz. Is hey, it's all up to you, buddy. Is
Girl, you can't get no infection in your booty hole. It's a booty hole.
so
That's your business.
yeah, little Fizz. We know how he get down anyway.
It's like you've been to a restaurant, you get those like that one appetizer you like, and then you got like a main course that you stick to too.
You're referring to me as the appetizer or the main course?
No, I'm saying I'm not ready for my main course, and I'm having appetizers right now. I'm sampling,
So he'd like to sample, maybe a sample and some booty hole pics for everybody.
Yeah, you got that. This is right.
All right, man. That's it for me. I'm tired. No sword ratchetness. It was good seeing y'all in the chat. Remember, can't update YouTube for at least a few more days. So who fucking knows about that?
Yeah, right. And then when we get back on, we don't know what's gonna happen there because they didn't give us a list, so we don't know what is striking it.
Yeah, we could easily get kicked off. So congrats to us. All right, y'all. That is it. Thanks for listening. Yeah, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Talk to y'all later.